Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
As the number of confirmed coronavirus cases in Michigan jumps above 300, Americans are warned against any international travel. Glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 6 tonight. Test results are now coming in from a wider variety of sources.
And that's giving a clearer picture of what we're up against. Here are the latest numbers here. Michigan now has 336 confirmed cases of COVID-19, 3 of them fatal. The second and third deaths reported today. One was an 81-year-old woman at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. The other, a woman in her 50s at McLaren, Oakland, who had underlying medical conditions.
State Department is now advising U.S. citizens to avoid all international travel. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says the closure of the U.S.-Canada border to non-essential traffic is going to take place either late Friday or early Saturday.
Wayne County Meals on Wheels has suspended service until Tuesday, March 24th. And starting Friday, Meijer stores, which have normally been open 24 hours, will close from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. They're also adding special shopping hours for senior citizens, essential service workers, and others.
Now, Oakland County currently has more than 100 confirmed cases, and the county is now offering text updates on coronavirus. If you're interested in receiving them, simply text OAKGOV, OAKGOV, to the number 28748. 28748. The updates will include the latest information from the County Health Division. Again, OAKGOV 28748. And we'll have more, and we'll keep running that information on the crawl at the bottom of the screen, because right now Oakland County has the most cases of any county in the state.
Yeah. Art Van Furniture's Everything Must Go sale is coming to an early end as the company has decided to suspend all in-store sales operations due to the coronavirus. Customers can still pick up their orders through Sunday, March 22nd.
So very difficult times and tough decisions having to be made by people we elected, which is why some educators are saying that while they're on an imposed recess, their lawmakers should not be.
Paula Tutman spoke with both sides and has more on this developing story. Paula.
Yeah, hi guys. Risk versus reward. You're going to hear that a lot in the coming days as people really grapple with the decisions, the tough decisions they have to make. And it's rubbing some people the wrong way. The governor has said it is all hands on deck as state government works to make important decisions that will affect school children, commerce, and everything in between, as the state shuts down and wrestles with amping up restrictions on human contact, also called social distancing, and even the possibility of a stay-at-home order if the spread of COVID-19 doesn't flatten.
So I can't take anything off the table. I can just tell you what we are doing right now. My hope is that everyone does their part and that we flatten the curve, we shorten the amount of time of all of these changes, and that it really is a short temporary change.
But educators also wrestle with how to educate the state's children in a way that won't delay students and will be meaningful. A representative from the Michigan Association of Superintendents and Administrators, or MESA, told me that desperate guidance is needed right now from our other elected leaders.
The legislature is on recess until next week, so we're waiting for more answers, because there are some things that can be handled through executive order, but there are some things for which the legislature is essential.
A big issue is equitable learning. By law, there must be 180 instructional days, and every child must have equal access to the same learning. But almost a week into the mandatory shutdown of schools, school administrators admit they struggle to figure out ways to grant that equal access and to keep children learning in ways that will actually count.
I think they should have stayed in town this week and tried to address some of the most pressing issues. And I feel many of my members are on the same page.
But the governor says the risk of keeping lawmakers in Lansing bunched and huddled together in close spaces far outweighs the immediate benefits at this time.
Not congregating is important, not exposing their staff unnecessarily. Where there's pressing business, they've got time on the calendar to come in, and so I'm not going to criticize the legislature right now. I need as many allies as I can have in order to make sure we're all able to deliver for everyone in the state.
Yeah, so lawmakers are expected to be back in Lansing. I want to say it's in about a week, and the governor certainly believes there's enough time to get some of these tough decisions made outside of her executive orders. Obviously, a story we're going to stay on top of, guys.
Yes, indeed. Okay, Paula, thank you. Well, the phrase break the internet is often used humorously.
But with so many people at home using streaming services and the like, there is actual concern about overloading the system.
Larry Spruill explains why you may have trouble connecting and getting the speeds you're used to.
So with millions and millions of people at home this week, a lot of people are working from home. A lot of students are now doing their classwork online, and they're using this thing, their laptop or their computer. So with a lot of people doing this at the same time, that can cause some backups. So the question is now, what can you do about it? Millions and millions of people are home this week due to the coronavirus, either working from home or just enjoying some time off with the movie online. More and more people are using their laptops or computers, and more people, more data being used.
There's absolutely a thing as internet overload.
And Jeff Inglesby, the Chief Information Security Officer with Flexible Plan Investments, tells me that's exactly what's happening.
The internet can be thought of as like water pipes. And the bigger the pipe, the more information that can go through it. And so when you displace workers and send them home, the pipes at their houses are generally not as big as the pipes at their work.
And that's causing slower internet access. Chris Damakis experienced that firsthand Thursday.
We've been doing the conference calls through Ring Central, and apparently we had too many people.
Chris says the internet overload trickled down to his kids as well when it was time to complete their schoolwork online.
Their devices don't even connect to the internet, but all of my personal ones do.
But the good news is there is help.
Try not to do many things at once. So if you were streaming a Netflix video and doing your work email and downloading some documents from the internet.
Larry Spruill, Local 4.
And the IT expert also says you can try rebooting your devices. That can solve the issue temporarily.
Time-honored fix, right?
There you go.
Just try and restart it. We're going to shift gears for a moment because there is a possibility of some severe weather coming our way.
Andrew's in for Ben, tracking a system that's kind of over Metro Detroit right now.
That's right. It's now entering the area and now right over downtown Detroit as we speak with light to moderate showers, and that chance of severe weather, it's on the very low end of the scale. So that is some good news. Nonetheless, it is still wet when you head outside. You see that here along 94. Some of the heavier showers here showing up in yellow just south of Novi. Novi, you'll experience some of this heavier rain within the next 5 to 10 minutes. And this will overtake all of southeast Michigan, including Oakland County, Macomb County, northward into the thumb within the next 15 to 30 minutes. Much more moisture here down to our south and west. You can see that here in parts of Ohio, including around Lima and also around Fort Wayne, Indiana. So be prepared for a wet evening if you happen to be venturing out. Those areas with that risk of any severe weather, especially before midnight tonight, are these areas here, west of Ann Arbor, in Lenawee County, and in western and southern Monroe County. But again, it's on the very low end of the scale. Be prepared for mainly wet conditions. It's chilly for now with temps in the 40s, but temps actually rise. Where do they go from here? We'll talk about that in your Friday forecast because it's the first full day of spring. That and your weekend forecast in just moments. Now remember, you can track the rain yourself while you're at home, if you happen to be on the go, if you have to be, with the Local Forecasters app. Download it now. It's faster, easier. You can take a look at 4 Live Radar and track this rain, and it's free. Search WDIV in your app store.
All right, Andrew, let's turn back now to our coverage of the coronavirus. Here in Michigan, thousands are requesting unemployment benefits, but the pandemic is making applying for it more difficult.
Consumer investigator Hank Winchester's been talking with the state. And Hank, what have you found out so far?
And Kimberly, Devin, as you can imagine, the need is great. The demand is huge right now, but it is more of a challenge. For example, there's an unemployment office here behind me in the state of Michigan building, in the News Center area. It is closed. They are all closed right now. And the wait times online and also when calling in, well, those wait times are long. If you try entering an unemployment office today, this is what you'll find. Locked doors and information guiding you to online resources. The demand is enormous. A spokesperson saying, "We can confirm that the Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency is currently experiencing an average 550% increase in claims compared to normal anticipated activity this time of year. So if you can't register in person, you must head online or call. The website, michigan.gov/UIA, or you can call 866-500-0017. A warning, the website is slow and you may be on hold a long time when calling the number. A spokesperson for the Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity said, through Governor Whitmer's extensive actions and existing state programs, there are resources for employers affected by COVID-19. We are also strongly urging job providers facing work shortages to place their employees on temporary leave as opposed to termination, so that they may remain eligible for potential federal assistance. A challenging time for so many. On the website, you can ask questions and get a lot of information there. On the phone line, too, you can also request a call back if you're not interested in waiting, which we are told that wait times today, more than an hour. We're live here in News Center. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank.
Hank, can we assume that it's like everything else, nobody can really say when these offices might reopen?
Yeah, hard to pinpoint it, Devin. I was talking to Lansing today, and they're saying, April at the earliest, but that is an early estimate. So we will keep you updated.
Yeah. Sure will. All right, Hank. But we know there is a lot of information, but also a lot of misinformation right now about the virus.
Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with the Trust Index on an email and Facebook post that many of you've seen. In fact, I got the email myself and wondered if it was true, Doc.
Well, Kim and Devin, even my father-in-law received the same email. There are a couple of variants, but they all start by saying that the information is from experts in Taiwan or some university, and then it goes on to claim a simple self-check for infection is to take a deep breath and then hold it for 10 seconds. It says that if you can do this, it proves that there's no lung fibrosis and no infection from coronavirus. Well, here's the deal. First off, lung fibrosis has nothing to do with coronavirus infection. Second, while it is true that serious COVID-19 infections would make holding your breath a challenge, it does not prove anything. People can easily be infected to a lesser degree and still be able to hold their breath. Now, the next part of the email claims that drinking water or some other liquid will keep you safe by washing the virus down your throat into your stomach where it can be killed. Now, it is true that stomach acid, of course, would kill the virus, but no amount of drinking or gargling would rinse the virus out from your airway, especially the upper part, which is behind your nose. That's called your nasopharynx, which is the same place that we actually swab when we test for the virus. I should also mention there are other messages out there that suggest different mouth rinses or gargling with anything from iodine to alcohol might help. They will not. I am giving this a complete not true on the Trust Index. And I think part of the problem right now is so many people are anxious and they want to do something else that they're reaching for hope. And so emails like this and Facebook messages like this just make the circuit, and you need to verify and be a little bit skeptical of everything that you see out there.
We want to believe it's that simple.
I believed it, and I came in and I asked Doc about it, so I'm glad that you straightened it out for us, because I know there were others that were curious too. Okay, thanks, Frank. Still ahead, so much difficult change in such a short amount of time, and you're not alone if you're feeling the weight of it. Here's Jamie.
These are emotionally and psychologically tough times. How you could use your phone, maybe your computer, to get some help. Next on Local 4.